I don't quit. You know, I may not make it the first time, but I'll come back.
But don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going, you're doing good. You keep going. Do not quit on me. You keep going. It hurts. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going.
Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes.
You will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.
If you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. And if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
Know that if you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen. So how fast do you get up from that?
The bad days create the story that I'm one day going to tell myself about what I got through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without the bad days, the story would be way more lame. There would be no glory in overcoming anything, because what did you overcome?
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it?
It takes more effort to start in the beginning, and more people are right about the fact they're like, hey, you're not going to hit it big. And guess what? A month in, you're not. But they're only measuring on months. And at 6 months, you're also not going to have hit it big yet. And they're going to be like, I'm still right. And at a year, you're still not going to have hit it big. And they'll still be right. And every day that you haven't hit it, they're going to feel like they were right. But they're wrong, because they're measuring in days and you're measuring in decades.
Louis, a moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory. Remember that.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice.
Listen, every day when you get out of bed, life's standing right there to kick you in the face, man. Could be anything. Could be you get up and you walk downstairs, you got a flat tire and you're late for work and you got this and that. Life is going to throw all kinds of crazy shit at you, right? And you have to be ready for it, and you got to deal with it. You can't curl up into a ball. You can't run away from it. You can't hide. You have to take all this shit head on. You have to get up every day. When I get up out of bed, I strap up and I'm getting ready for war.
Hard work brings great rewards. This is a reminder of the hard work and dedication that I put into
hard work, dedication.
I'm
Go to
not
work.
content because I know where I came from and I don't ever want to go back.
Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory.
Wow.
That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never fell.
When your excuses make you feel a little bit
Excuse me.
about the fact that you didn't execute on what you needed to execute on, then they can make you feel better, but they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all.
But when you put that practice in, every day you lace them up, and I don't mean run, it's just a metaphor for life. When you lace them up every day, pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you'll, if you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset of everybody can go themselves. I know what I know. I've listened to myself enough to know I know what I know. None of you can hear what I'm hearing. And that's what people don't do enough of. They don't listen to their journey.
Nobody cares, you know? At the end of the day, nobody cares. What we're going through, how your body feels, nobody cares. We gotta do our job. Life is tough sometimes, and it's not fair. And it doesn't care sometimes. But you're gonna hold true to what you believe, and you're gonna hold true to who you are, and you're gonna be that person whether it's easy or it's not. And that's the standard that I'm gonna hold my children to, and that's the standard I hold myself to. If I can't do it, then how can I tell them to do it?
The ultimate lesson here is this. Everybody's on their own path. And I don't want to judge someone for wanting to be free and easy. I just want you to understand that there's a cost to that. And the cost that you're going to have to that isn't going to come until later. Most people need to shut the f up and focus on that version of themselves they want to become and actually be willing to become it. And that's what's ultimately going to create the fulfillment that you're looking for. It's not going to be your cold plunge. It's not going to be your morning routine. It's going to be the work that you fucking do to become that version of yourself that is the exact version that you know you're supposed to become, and then being proud of it. That's what's going to create the fulfillment that you're searching for.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem.
You won't die, and if you do die, you won't care, because you'll be dead. Best case, you win. Worst case, it won't matter.
You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen.
Greatness is not meant for a few chosen people. It's meant for those who persistently pursue their dreams every day and make that choice when they wake up. So, just a mentality, really.
You see this guy here staring back at you? Yeah. That's your toughest opponent. Every time you get into the ring, that's who you're going against. I believe that in boxing, and I do believe that in life.
Your biggest enemy is you. My whole book is about you battling yourself. People don't understand it's you against you. The only person that gets in your way is you. Nobody else. It's you.
Because the purpose is you. We forget that. Every day I wake up and I don't want to do some shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a today? Do you want to feel like a little bit? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't?
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
Because on all those bad days and all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be, ready to go.
Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares. It's only a small percentage of population. Nobody gives a damn. And even if they do, what? You make a mistake, you zig when you should have zagged, you get clipped. So what? Everybody make mistake.
The world belongs to optimists, because if you're going to do anything big, you have to believe that it can happen. Otherwise, it never will. Sean Puri says the cynics get to be right and the optimists get to be rich. 99% right and 100% wrong. They're right 99% of the time, but they're wrong 100% because the only thing that matters is the big one at the end. Your family and friends will say that every girl you ever date is not good enough, except for the one time you find the girl that you're actually going to marry, or that this business idea won't work, and you might have 9 failures. My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything. 9. As in, the first one, I spent time on it, it failed. Second one, this one will be different. Spent time on it, failed. And then the third one, this one, failed. And then 6 more after that. And it's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so. And they're right. Today. But not forever.
The confidence comes from preparation. So when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing, right? And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before. So what's one more time?
Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do. And that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. It's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. And that's how I started coming up. I just started being very uncomfortable. And now it's like just a way of life.
I'm going to have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action. Because, nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You weren't born like this.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their notifications because they can't stick with They can't say no.
You find no answers in the light. None. It's too happy. It's too nice. And we don't need to be taught how to live in happiness. That just comes naturally to us. Happy moments, but the dark times, man, you can't get there unless you put yourself there.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say, what's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? You meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
This is probably one of the heaviest hammer blows, I think, for today, this next one. This is a real hammer blow.
Anger tweeting? Great.
No, it's not. It's an existential one.
Oh, fun.
You've already achieved goals you said would make you happy. You've already achieved goals you said would make you happy.
Turn your feelings off when it comes down to you wanting to be better. What that means is when that alarm clock goes off, your feelings gotta go away. It's raining outside, it's cold outside, when you don't want to put those long hours in at work, that's what I'm talking about. Your feelings must go away.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen in life. Your parents are going to pass away, loved ones are going to die, your relationships are going to break down, your body is going to fail you, you're going to become ill or sick or destitute. Things are going to happen that you have no control over. And the only way that you can prepare yourself for unchosen suffering is with chosen suffering.
Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
Don't follow what most people do because you don't want the results that most people get. The average person is obese, likely to be divorced, and has less than 1K in the bank. It feels safe to do what everyone else is doing, but it's actually a terrible decision.
It's like the best way to guarantee to not have the life that you want is to do what everyone else is doing. Unless you want what everyone else has, which no one does.
This is kind of part of being a man. It's like, you kind of got to f it all up a little bit.
I think so.
I think part of learning is dying. I think part of learning is you got to die a little bit. Because what is learning? Learning is me giving up on my old ideas. Those ideas have to die for me to be open to some new shit. And so me learning how to be a better man, I had to die a little bit.
How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
The thing is with me is I don't give a I don't give a I don't give a shit what anybody says or what anybody thinks. I have this mindset. I know exactly who the fuck I am. I have my circle of people that I hang around with who know me and know what I'm about and whatever. And anybody else who doesn't like it or doesn't want to, I don't care.
Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. And so it looks like this ocean that you're going to step into and drown. But as soon as you step into it, you realize it was not that deep at all, and you can keep walking through it. And I just love that visual, because a lot of times when it's like we have this anxiety around this big decision we have to make, if you actually take the step and realize that it's not death, you're not going to drown immediately. There's plenty of other steps you can take from there, even if you get a little wet.
If you want to change your life, you must change your ways. You must develop discipline. You must develop strength. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It really doesn't. Because the great thing about life is it's always your next move. Your next move that counts.
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never quit, in the end you will succeed.
The thing is, man, it's always going to be a party. There's always going to be a time to celebrate, and a time to join friends, or a day to, I mean, the bars are always open. Always open. No matter how old you are, they're always open, you know? What's not always open is the opportunity to check the box in life, you know, to achieve your dreams. That's not always open, man.
Here's something a guy said recently. This dude said, there's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever. That guy was you that said that. And it's important when we step out of this. Like, this stuff matters because no one's effing coming to save you.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be.
I cannot stress this enough. The more you put into anything in life, the more you're going to get out. Now, for whatever reason, people understand this. And they understand that the more you put into building a business, the more you're going to get out of it. The more hours you spend working on anything, the more you are going to get out. Work pays.
It's all in your mind. Whatever you hold in your mind will tend to occur in your life. If you continue to believe as you have always believed, you will continue to act as you have always acted. You will continue to get what you have always gotten. If you want different results in your life or your work, all you have to do is change your mind.
If there was a big meta indicator that you're doing the right thing, doing what everyone isn't doing is already probably the single biggest indicator that you're doing the right thing. Like if I could wish nothing else on my child whenever I choose to have them in the future, is that they have high agency, which is that they make decisions independent from the opinions of other people. And when we hear words like authentic and original and things like that, it's because the person starts at square one and says, well, what do I want? And then they start building from there.
And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
Hard work looks horrible. It's not motivating. It's not motivating at all. It ain't like Rocky round 14 where he gets knocked down and he goes like this to Apollo Creed. It looks like a man being stuck in a dungeon and there's no way out. But you have the key. But you refuse to use it. And that's nothing motivating about that.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional,
Jeez, you fucking loud enough over there or what? Damn.
Pick one.
Chewing like a fucking animal.
To say, you've changed. Remember, it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
You know, some of y'all are motivated by broke. I'm broke, I'm stuck.
You. When you're exceptional.
What?
Reminder that if you
want it, you gotta go get it.
I'm obsessed with finding myself now after and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself and my family, you know, but really myself. And realizing that that is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that, you know, and And yeah, so for anybody out there, you're enough, man.
This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you. When your brain sees you high-fiving yourself in the mirror, it starts to go, oh, wait a minute. Steven loves himself. Steven's cheering for himself. We don't beat Steven up.
How it's so hard to see the good if you're only seeing the bad. Like, there's so many people that struggle with what their version of success is because they're looking at someone else's. There's so many people that struggle with their world of relationship because they're judging theirs based off of someone else's, right? And when you're constantly in the space of not realizing or noticing your world, your reality, because you're living in what appears to be someone else's, well, your is never gonna be right. It's never gonna be right.
Going into combat, going into war, out of the 100 men that go into war, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 of them are just targets. 10 do most of, or 9 do most of the fighting. 1 is a warrior. And it's a true quote to life. I saw it going through training. I saw it everywhere I went. There's so many people who just show up to life that shouldn't even be around. And there's few people who do all the work. I wanted to be part of that 9, and I'm working towards being that 1.
There's 10,000 times more going on inside the head of a man than you have any idea. He's carrying burdens that you don't have a clue about, and he don't know how to express them, and he don't know what to do about it, and he figures if he puts it out there and communicates it, he's just going to be shot down, called a fool, called weak, so he carries it inside, and you have no clue the burdens and the hell that most men are carrying inside and not even showing you.
Your motivation. Key motivation. You need
Figures.
discipline. Because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Wow,
Some
really?
days, yeah, sometimes I got motivation. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, today I felt good. I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, like, gotta get
It's
to the
bullshit.
gym. And then once I get going, then I feel great. And I feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your body will trick you. Like, man, today you should take the day off, Theo. You don't feel good.
We lost
6
MES.
hours sleep last night? That's not enough.
So if you're in the woods and you don't know where to go, start walking. You got to start walking because the perspective's not going to change. You have to start moving forward. You have to start taking steps in order to improve your vision, improve your perspective, change your perspective, make some kind of progress. And worst case scenario, you figure out that you walked the wrong direction. Okay, now you can go walk in the other direction. And that's going to be fine. But standing there lost and not doing anything is just waiting to die, waiting to starve to death. Don't let that happen.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, I actually paid attention one time in class, and he said, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle."
There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might happen. And that's what people don't know. But to get there, luck ain't gonna happen. You have to put yourself in that situation, man. It takes a lot of work.
And I'm telling you that you don't need to determine. I'm telling you it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you it is worth it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You actually know it's worth it. That's why you're asking this question. You know it's worth it. You know it's worth it to have discipline, but you think there's an easier way. Yeah. You think that it's something that people have. You think that when Jocko's alarm clock goes off, it's like, oh, just like my father taught me, I rise and I shine. You know, like, no. It's like the pillow feels soft and comfortable.
Yeah.
And the alarm clock is banging on my head, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know it's worth it to get up and get after it. I know it's worth it, and you know it's worth it.
Here's the thing, though.
We all know it's worth it.
He was like, the only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind you.
It's easy to give up. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work.
The
I'm
one,
done.
yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Trial and error. You know, you grow up and you make game-winning shots, and it's awesome. You come back the next day and miss a game-winning shot, and it's misery. And then the next day comes, and you're back playing again, and you understand that life has this cyclical nature where it's, you know, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So are we just supposed to live our lives like this the whole time? You know, versus just staying like this and understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Yeah. I became obsessed. I became obsessed with being the baddest that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you got to be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do. It's not about being a Navy SEAL, people. The best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great.
Be a dangerous man. That's a lifetime right there of study, okay? But start working on that. Second, be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things, all right? And it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room.
But just like success, no matter what field or whatever endeavor you are, and success, whether it's in the gym here, or business, or relationship, whatever success is, the underlying quality of that life runs parallel to a commitment. They go hand in hand, guys. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much success you have. Well, the overall quality of life is that journey, the struggle of it. And that journey and that struggle is successful only when the commitment rises equally to the effort. And nothing given to you is ever valued. It's what's earned its value that you can build from.
Because I think right now, if I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I can do anything. Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off-season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, way down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard.
Patience, the thing that goes beyond hustle and hard work. The discipline of patience, the thing that goes beyond hustle and hard work, right? Because we all talk about hustle, we talk about working hard, we talk about grinding, this, that, and the third, but nobody talks to you about patience. Nobody speaks about that patience. Because in the patience, that's where you're gonna make it or you're gonna break. The discipline of patience, right? Because when you're not patient, you can make a lot of mistakes, man. Like I told you, the quote said, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap. You judge each day by the seeds that you sow, right? When you sow a seed, you gotta be what? Oh, you gotta be patient.
I'm one of those old school guys. You know, when you talk about men's mental health and that men have to carry this burden and men have, yeah, that's what we do. Guess what? Somebody's got to get up. I have a family, right? I have children. I got to get up every day and go to work, and I have to, you know, do what I have to do. And no, I don't. I mean, I'm a about my feelings. You know, you see these guys these days on social media, like, hey, you know, you know what I'm saying? Just talking about their bad day and this happened and I'm fucking. Oh, right. Man, shut the fuck up. Oh, I know. Get up. Oh, get the work and do what you got to do and.
That's bullshit.
Be a man. I tell you.
That's bullshit. Let's stop right there and take a look again. That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
You don't need motivation. Make the promise small. Build it up.
Fucking bullshit.
Know that you are going to have setbacks, and this is my favorite rule from James Clear, which is a habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row. So ideally, go for a month, build it up. But after that, if you ever miss one day, go, okay, mistakes are going to happen. Tomorrow I double down. Tomorrow I
That's
go
bullshit.
on time, absolutely perfect.
That's bullshit.
Or I go to the gym, or I walk,
That's fucking bullshit.
meditation or whatever. And that's a good heuristic.
That's bullshit.
Snowballing into new habits.
You know,
Give me a second. Let me go back here.
Goal, which you want to do because you need a goal and you need a path.
It's bullshit because there was no gap. We got the market structure shift, but there was no gaps. No gap, no gap.
You decide that you're going to do that instead of
the tiniest little gap right here, right? You get the tiniest little fucking gap right here. And then price starts to go down, doesn't come back up over here to tag you in, except like right here.
The more full and rich your experience is going to be when you pursue it. So that's one of the reasons of
let's see if it tags you in. Right there. Because I saw it come up. I want to see if it comes back up, tags you in. Nope. Fuck you. Suck my balls. Go fuck yourself. You're a bitch. That's such fucking dog shit, dude. Such fucking dog shit. And the thing is we got the gap on here. We got a gap with that SMT in the 1 hour, but we never got it on it. That's bullshit, dude. That's the shit that just pisses me off, man. This is the shit that makes me just want to stop fucking just not looking at this fucking chart. And I fucking hate the song. I hate when they play that little fucking melody.
What's really your work ethic like, and for how long did you stay disciplined?
Oh, that's fucking bullshit, dude.
I mean, every day. I mean, since 20 years. I mean, it was an everyday process, and trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses.
Such a fucking bullshit, dude. Fucking hate it.
It wasn't a 46 or 45.
Fucking stupid.
My hands are big, but they're not massive. Right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them, so your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast. Right? So I had to rely on skill
bullshit.
A lot more. I had to rely on angles.
Fucking bullshit.
A lot more. And but I enjoyed it though. So like from the time I can remember when I started watching the game, I studied the game, and it just never changed.
Here's what I know. I know that until you make a decision that you no longer want to feel how you feel, or you no longer want to think the way that you think, or you no longer want to have the kind of results or no results that you have, until you make that decision that, you know what? I know I don't feel great. I know I doubt myself. I know I've had a lot of bad things happen. I know there's a lot that I regret, but damn it, with the time that I have left in my life, I really want to start to enjoy myself. I want to take better care of myself. I want to feel happy. You don't even have to believe you deserve it yet. You can just want it. You've got to start there. You've got to start with wanting something better for yourself. And then I personally think the most important thing is to start acting like the person who has the things that you want right now, even though you don't feel like it.
Victims see their past as their fate. Champions see their past as their origin story. And so a lot of people are living through their origin story right now, or they're living through the very reason that they'll never be successful, but it could be the exact same situation. And the only difference between either character is the actions they choose to take, which means that if you're, using Joe Rogan's frame, waking up in your main player character today in this moment, as weird of a construct as this is, the past doesn't exist. Just gone, it's not anywhere. And so the only thing that we absolutely have control over is the actions that we take right now. And it's a weird eraser of time to when you really start thinking that like it's only exists in chemicals in my brain, but it doesn't exist right now. To think about the past that way. But in some ways it's also very freeing because it means that I get to start with no baggage. And in some ways for me, it makes the present feel light.
I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard when I was trying to become, I was fat. And I ran by a graveyard and I looked out there and I have all these epiphanies, man. I have all these moments of like, it's crazy, man, of just thought. Cause I'm always by myself. I'm always in deep thought about how to be better. And I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you mother in there just are so upset with how you lived your life. And just regret how you lived it. And I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't die like this, bro. Don't die like this. So people wonder where this comes from me. It comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here? You know, I had to find purpose. And my suffering, it had a purpose. It had a purpose.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that it's possible because you can create your reality. The perception that you have of the world, if you think there's only scarcity, there's no opportunity, that's how you are going to interact with reality. If you think that there's abundance, if you think that there's opportunity, then these things will manifest themselves to you. So you have to believe that you can, right? And the way that you believe, and the way that you can get to that state, because a lot of people are like, you know, I have a lot of doubt. So do I. I have it all the time. Even if at these levels, right? You're doing 7-figure months. Dude, there's people doing 8-figure months. That's hard to fathom. That's hard to imagine. Yeah. But it's still possible. Yeah, of course. Is it difficult? Absolutely. But it's a mindset shift. So it's a mindset shift, one of, hey, it's possible. 2, it's an abundance mindset. You can either have a delusion of scarcity, which most people are like, hey, you know, it's not possible, or this is not a reality. And I get it. You have to have a delusional mindset. Yeah. You have to be so far out there to believe that it's possible.
The reality of life is this. The world's relentless, and it will not stop beating your ass until you wake up and start beating it back. And, you know, when I see self-love and all this, I do understand where they're coming from. Those people are talking to people who are on the brink, right? Yep. And they think their entire world's crumbling, and they're telling them it's okay. But I actually think that's the wrong message. I think the right message is this. Hey, this is how it is if you don't go hard. This is what you're going to get.
I'm gonna have 3 wins this week. 3 wins and 1 loss is what I should have had this week.
And I say that out of love and caring for people.
I don't take inversions on the 15-minute discounted area. Well, you know what? Day's not over yet, right? I mean, it's only, what, 10:15? And I've already missed on 2 setups. Day's not over yet.
Procrastination and
let's just keep looking at what else the market can bring. Because I lost the setup right up here on the 1 hour discounted area. And now I'm losing a setup on the 15-minute discounted area right over here. I mean, I'm missing some setups right now.
So I would say that, you know, I rarely go out.
The day's not over yet.
Reading, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see what
Reverse
happens.
engineer how to be successful. Like, how do I, you know, start my own production company? How do I do this? How do I do that? And I always felt like if other cats was out partying and I was home studying, I would have an edge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If cats was out here doing this and that, being hungover the night before, I would have an edge if I wasn't. I'm like I'm a delayed, you know what I'm saying, gratification. I'm that type of person. So like I'm literally like, all right, I will party later. I work hard now, so the second half of my life I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's been my mentality. It's like I'm not gonna trick off my early years for partying and then worry about struggling, how I'm gonna make it, how I'm gonna take care of my family, how I'm gonna take care of everybody else. Like that's not gonna be me. I'm gonna grind it out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna set up the foundation so I can enjoy myself later.
So it's like if you were playing a video game and the way to win the game was to make the most successful character, right? You would have probably a really character-driven human being in terms of like they'd be patient, you know, they'd be hardworking. Like you think about all these traits that they would have, right? They'd probably be tough emotionally, like etc. All right, cool. That's the character, and that's the person who's going to be really successful. We can all probably agree on that. Okay, how do you create someone who's patient? How do you create someone who's tough? How do you create someone who, right? So all of a sudden, if we had to then engineer the game in order to boost those points, we'd have to get them beat up a lot so that they could get tough. We'd have to make them wait a long time so they could.
Yeah, day's over.
About like these people who become really successful have these traits and also share the fact that they've been through all
So
this shit.
annoying.
It's like, well, they got the trait from the and then
Okay.
the trait was the ultimate output of the experience, and that trait then made them super successful that they didn't have earlier.
The bottom line is,
Oh, it's such fucking bullshit, dude. Such bullshit.
no one's coming to push you. No one's coming to
Such
tell you to turn the TV
bullshit.
off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job.
Oh, fuck you.
Plan for you. It's up to you.
I should have had 3 fucking ones this week, dude. 3 fucking ones is what I should have had.
Right now, or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you got to push yourself. You're not going to make your dreams come true. You're just not. We're not wired that way. You weren't born that way. You weren't that way when you were growing up, and you're certainly not that way as an adult.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. Like, I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning, until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that, like, I could get better at stuff, that I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was, like, in a fucked up situation. But you could channel all that energy that you have as a young person into something and get better at it, and then all of a sudden people admired me. I was like, this is crazy. So I went from being someone who was incredibly insecure and basically a failure to someone who was really successful at this one thing that was very dangerous, that other people were scared of. And that gave me immense confidence and also a real understanding of the direct correlation between hard work and success.
You were there. You know this. There was no one there to pick up the rucksack, to pick up the boat, to pick up the log, to go in there. It was you. It was you. There was no pat on the back at 300, at 275, at 250, at 220. No, that was you. There was no fucking team. It was you. There was no weight loss program or mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it, you can be better, trying to build belief. You built belief when you had nothing. Rock bottom. You did that. So as
Excuse
times
me.
get hard for me, the truth comes out. And my truth is powerful as fuck. It's real. It's tangible.
Like, I'm 54 years old right now. Like that. I mean, it just fucking flew by.
I failed. What? Mental toughness is, I'm not going to quit. It hurts, but I'm not going to quit. Oh, it's hurting worse. I'm not going to quit.
Mental toughness is, I'm not gonna quit. It hurts, but I'm not gonna quit. Oh, it's hurting worse. I'm not gonna quit. Oh, I don't know, I've never experienced pain and discomfort at this level, but I'm not gonna quit. I don't know if I can go any further, but I'm not gonna quit.
Patience. Patience. Growing up, I've always been very hungry for success. And being young, you want everything to come your way just like that. And I had to understand how to pace myself.
You see, rock bottom isn't the end. It's where clarity begins. It's where you finally stop pretending to be okay and you start asking yourself, who am I, really? When you lose what's temporary, you start to find what's eternal. Peace, faith, purpose. You don't have to fear starting over, because every time that you do, you come back stronger, wiser, closer to the person you're meant to be. So remember, you're not broken. You are just being rebuilt.
Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There is light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them and take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life. Sometimes the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you.
And so there are so many people in the world, and you know, you may be watching this right now, and you have these incredible ideas, and what you think is missing is motivation. And that's not true.
In my language, you all have the same purpose. And that purpose is to reflect.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself, personal development. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. Now, if you're excited and you're ready to change, let me give you 3 steps to start life change that can change your life, your personality, your lifestyle, everything can change. Here's the steps. Number 1, find out how things work. To change your life, really, you need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schoaf taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schoaf, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now see, up until then I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, see, you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Now, Schoff also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. Now, if you're curious, let me give you 3 ways to find out how to change anything. Any life direction, any dimension. Here's 3 ways to find out how to change anything. Number 1 is to read. All of the successful people I know and work with around the world, they're all good readers. Curiosity drives them to read. They gotta know. They just read. Become self-educated. Standard education will get you standard results. And you can check those numbers and see if that's what you want. But if you want to go beyond that, you now have got to become self-educated. One way to learn is from your own experiences, but another way to learn is from other people's experiences. See, one book might save you 5 years if you read it. Did you know there's books on how to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, have a better effect on other people, develop your personality? Did you know there's books on that? Did you know that hundreds of successful people have written their stories in books and they wrote down how they did it, and people don't read it? How would you explain that? Now, you don't have to read half the night, but put this in your notes: 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. Read something positive, something challenging, something inspirational, something instructional. At least 30 minutes a day. Become a good reader. Now, that's my opinion.
Sorry, my computer is slow as fuck right now. And I think it's because I'm streaming as well too. But I haven't shut off or refreshed. I haven't.
Than you do on your job. I have found in my experience that
Nice.
income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure
Where
enough,
were we
as
at?
you
September
grow, however
29th,
it is,
Monday.
it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same
That's a lot
place.
better.
Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. Now, if you're excited and you're ready to change, let me give you 3 steps to start life change that can change your life, your personality, your lifestyle. Everything can change.
I don't think we're gonna get anything today, honestly. I can go back one more. Let's go back to this high.
Things work.
Nah, we're not gonna get anything today.
You need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schoff taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first, I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schoff, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now, see,
whatever.
And I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. Get the ideas so you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Now, Schoff also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal.
So you can do the next best thing.
Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. Now, if you're curious, let me give you 3 ways to find out how to change anything. Any life direction, any dimension. Here's 3 ways to find out how to change anything. Number 1 is to read. All of the successful people I know and work with around the world, they're all good readers. Curiosity drives them to read. They gotta know. They just read. Become self-educated. Standard education will get you standard results. And you can check those numbers and see if that's what you want. But if you want to go beyond that, you now have got to become self-educated. One way to learn is from your own experiences. But another way to learn is from other.
I can't take a high on external. I can't do that.
Might save you 5 years.
I can't do it.
Did you know there's books on how to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, have a better effect on other people, develop your personality. Did you know there's books on
Fuck. It's like I know what to do,
have written their stories in books,
but I can't do it.
how they did it, and people don't read it?
Break a structure bottom. Okay, right here.
Now you don't have to read half the night. But
Break a structure bottom.
30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. Read something positive.
Internal bottom. There's an FVG right here. 15-minute FVG.
Now that's my opinion.
Is there any SMT?
And listen to me and make up your own
Dude, there's a lot of SMT. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, right there. Right here. Market structure shift.
Now you can also learn from unsuccessful people. Take notes on both.
Market structure shift.
Find out what poor people read and don't read it. Right? That's
And we got a gap as well too.
But now you can also learn from the positive. Get around successful people.
Oh,
Listen to what they say,
I missed the setup.
how they say it. It's important. Now here's some of the best advice I've got for the evening. Poor people ought to take.
I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. Or I'm just fast forwarding too much is what I'm doing.
But you're right.
Son of a bitch, dude. Son of a bitch, dude. I'm fast forwarding too much. Shit, I told myself I'd slow down a bit, but I get impatient. Or I start to get mad or pissed. I'm a fucking idiot, though. We've got a break of structure. We have another break of structure right here. And we have a 15-minute gap right here in a discounted area. We have SMT, but it's not the SMT that I'm looking for. But, yeah, we get SMT in a way, you know? But I have taken this trade on... I could have taken this trade probably at about 9 o'clock. No, I can't do it. What is this, 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock. I could have taken this trade. Because you have SMT right here as well, too. You have SMT. And it's inside of the gap, which is what I like. And if you go 50% of that gap, and you do sell... Oh man, dude, how was I so blind? I'm blind, guys. I'm blind and tired. 90, 180. And I got it.
to start somewhere.
Son of a bitch, dude.
What I ask you tonight is to be unusual and be a good observer of what's going on. You can pick up ideas that can change your life.
There was 2 setups that day, and I missed both of them because I'm focusing too much on M and Q. I don't know why I'm focusing on M and Q. I was focusing on this, and then I'm focusing it coming back to another gap. And it's weird because I was focusing more on this low, then I was focusing on this low. And then when I look at it, I'm like, okay, break a structure, low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, huh, that's a high right there. Oh, technically, that's a break a structure there. Yeah. Is it? No, it's a continuation up. Is it?
Find out how things work, but it's so very important finding out. And I've given you 3 ways to find out.
No, that's a continuation up, son of a bitch. Because it doesn't make a 3 sequence coming down and then up, so it's a continuation going up. Even though we swept out the slow, this is still the main one right here. And then it's still going up and up. And up, and it stops right there, and then it breaks right. Yeah, dude, I'm a bozo, but that's okay, dude. That's okay. Son of a bitch, man.
Now here's the key to discipline. Start with the little disciplines, get excited over the little disciplines, and get right on those, because those will lead to the big ones. You can't handle the big challenges in life unless you take on the little ones. Make a list of all the things you can do. Get right on those. Discipline yourself for those, both for the results and for the muscle and for the practice, so that when life hands you some big challenges, you'll be ready, you'll have the muscle. But see, if you don't handle the small ones, you can't take care of the big ones.
Yeah.
Here's what else it takes for life change. Self-motivation. Key phrase, self-motivation. I don't know why we call it self-motivation. It's really the only kind there is. You got to motivate yourself. And you don't want to give self-motivation away to somebody else and make it somebody else motivating you. The guy says, boy, if somebody just come by and turn me on. What if
they don't show up?
Right? See, you got to have a better plan for your life. You must now take action on what you found out. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Let your learning lead to action. You can become wealthy. And there's many kinds of wealth, I understand that, not just money. Money's one of the least of all values. I know some people with a lot of money that are very poor. Now, here's the 3rd step to personal development, and we'll wrap up personal development. Step number 3, it's just a little caution, and all through life we need little cautions. This one simply says, don't try to beat the system. Find out how it works, work it.
Gosh dang it, that's a continuation going up. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid.
And looking for cheap answers. See, don't fall for that. You'll wind up with a cheap life. Find out how it works best and do it that way. Even though it seems to take a little longer, do it right. Don't compromise with right. So if I had a word with you tonight, one-on-one, just you and me, I think my personal advice to you would be, this year, 1981, reach down inside
Out of you.
And come up
Out
with
of you, my boy.
gifts. They're there, waiting to be utilized. And then change
Or anything on 1 hour anyways.
And I challenge you to do that because you can change.
I think there is.
See, you don't ever have to be the same again after tonight, only by choice. Starting tomorrow,
Yeah, we're not even close to the 50% on the 1 hour.
change in your life's direction.
I kind of figured it wasn't, but we're uptrending, and we're waiting for a change in the state of delivery is what we're waiting for.
It's gonna be the same.
There it is, and we finally got it. Price finally decided to move up.
Because the next 5 are going to be like the last
right here.
5 unless
Bam.
you, major key, tomorrow, change it all.
And then look how it's sweeping buy side right here.
Something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do
This is buy side. We're gonna see if we get any SMT. Or maybe a market structure shift. Oh, there it is. And price is gonna go down some more after it sweeps that high on the 1 hour, but it broke structure.
But I am back.
Give me 9 minutes and I'll force you to lock in trading this 20. Dude, I've been fucking locked in since 2025, buddy. What the fuck are you talking about? But I should save this video for later, even though it's 12 hours ago.
If you're watching this video, that means that at some point in your life, you decided that trading was going to be the thing.
Uh-oh. I'll watch this later, though. Kill the boy. Kill the boy. Kill the boy. Kill it. I never seem to get a lot. La 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 la. Oh man. Let's see here. What's this one?
There comes a moment in every human life when the mirror refuses to lie.
David
when the
Goggins.
silence of the night cuts through the excuses. When the
market starts to move. The market starts to move. You know where it's likely to go. You know what it's reaching for. There's an equal high, there's a single high up there, or it's going to a fair value gap that's above the marketplace. You know in your heart of hearts, in your gut, you know exactly that son of a bitch is going right up there, but it's already started moving. So what do? Plunge in there with a demo. Buy it right there.
Boom, he's right.
Sell it if you think it's going down.
He right.
But then what happens
He
is,
right.
now, in your
I
mind,
do that.
I don't care if it comes down against me because it's a demo, it can't hurt me. But if it goes up there, fuck yeah, I was right. Look at that. Woo! Video game trading. What are you teaching yourself? Don't worry about the loss because it can't hurt you because you're in a demo. But feel good about the transaction if it goes up there because you're right. Now stop and think about that for a second, folks. You're doing everything wrong. You're teaching yourself.
You're doing it all wrong.
That's the paramount issue when you go into trading. You have to have a stop.
Excuse me.
Why you're putting a stop there, and how much are you risking? Some of you are just doing simple average 50 contracts or 50 lots on your trades when trading gold. You're not trading 50 contracts of gold, and you're not adding every time it goes up 2 points. You see the MT4 guys that they got 30 trades of the same market, and their only difference in price entry is 1 or 2 points. And they're showing you their $50,000, their $60,000, $70,000 wins, all stacked up. I have never liked a post like that. You didn't take that trade. That's not a real trade. That's just you seeing what will happen if you did that. And you're getting drunk on math. And that's dumb. When you're looking at a market move that you think is going to go to a specific price level and it's already started, you wait for a smaller time frame fair value gap. When it trades down into that, then you can engage it. When it starts running, observe it from that point on. But you have to know where the stop loss will be, and that is below the fair value gap. So when I started breaking down the market like that, that's okay. Soybeans started taking off. I missed the move. live cattle. These are all commodity markets, by the way. You're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Soybeans and live cattle. I was a commodity trader when I first started. So when I started to trade in the bond market, the 30-year treasury bond, and when I was trading the S&P futures contract, I would see these movements after the fact sometimes. And I would feel like I got to rush to get in there. And I missed it. So my focus took me into studying how I could engage a move that already started. Because my tendency is, tell me something that you can't do, and I'll find you a dozen fucking ways where I can do it better than you could ever imagine. Because I have a chip on my shoulder, and I'm obsessively compulsive. And a grandmother that no longer lives anymore told me something that scarred me. Said I was lazy when I wasn't lazy. I was fucking tired. And she was expecting me to do something that was beyond my capability as a 11-year-old kid. So when I had her tell me I was lazy, honey, you're lazy, I was like, you said what? So that's why you see me work the way I do. My work ethic in everything I fucking do is off the charts.
Is it because of his grandma?
I always over deliver. I always do that because nobody's saying I'm fucking lazy. I can tell you you're lazy. I can say that to you because if you're not putting in hours each week, if you're not making dozens of pages of notes each week, not 5 little lines on a page and scribble and say, oh, I did the work, here's my notes. That's fucking bullshit. That's comic strips, okay? That's what that is. You're wasting time. People that want to learn how to do this, they're going to pour themselves into this and they're going to get what they're looking for and find more than they were looking for. So I had to go in and figure out how to compensate and build and develop a coping skill for this fear of missing out. See, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, but you want to go in there with a funded account or a live account.
Well, there's SMT.
Ignoring the risks.
No, there is an SMT.
Detrimental barriers, obstacles.
I mean, yeah, there is SMT.
You're building these walls in front of you by doing it incorrectly. They're going to weigh on you heavily, mentally. You're going to see them as they're just too much for me to get through because you're doing it wrong.
There's a gap.
So I'm not saying I'm smart, okay?
The tag-in would have been right here. Our stop would be right above here.
You can believe whatever you want to believe.
Is that one that I want to do, though?
Myself to accept
It's just really mind-fucking me right now, too. I like how this one looks, right? Looks pretty good. Right here, though, let's take a peek. What time is this? 9:37. Market just opened. It is in a 15-minute discounted area. Going into the 1 minute. This is a Wednesday. Did we win a trade on Tuesday? I don't think we did. I'd have to go back. I don't think we made a trade on Tuesday. Nope.
2006, like that was the last time I bought anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always the same bullshit. And the things that I teach on, none of these jokers talk about.
Yeah, there it is.
Precision elements, time.
Another push.
Where to get in, why your stop loss should be where it's at. Everything you learn in retail is stop below the old swing low.
SMT.
If you're long.
Next
stop
one.
above the old swing high if you're short.
There's another high. There we go. Okay, so there's another high.
Risk that you're willing to take as a trader, which is the universal 2%. Everything about that's wrong.
Okay, now I'm starting to see the SMT.
Is wrong. And you're doing it thinking that you're going to be the exception to the rule. And then you can go on social media and say,
There's a gap.
That's it.
I need the market structure shift.
No one's ever done it like me.
I need a market structure shift. There's the market structure shift. There we go. Let's see how this does then, right? This is what we're doing, right?
But it doesn't feel that way because you bought the book.
Order block 2.
You took the time to read that book.
So,
You
limit.
have now joined a religious cult. You think I'm a cult?
So
That's a cult. Retail
actually,
trading is a cult. It keeps doing the wrong shit that you all keep sipping the Kool-Aid thinking you're going to be able to get something out of that. You're getting the same shit, the same bullshit everybody else gets. Losses, drawdown, blown accounts, and misery and regret because you are falling in love with a market in it.
Aww.
Of course, your life, but you can't make it work with the shit that you're trying to spend money on.
We're not doing it anymore.
The smart ones say fuck this early and say I can't do this, and you don't ever invest any more money in the retail stuff.
Look at this bullshit.
Nobody's making money.
There's the SMT right here.
But largely it's true.
Right here, whatever. We'll just put it right there. SMT buy side. SMT buy side right here. Did we get a market structure shift right down here? We get it right here.
Once I was made privy to how markets are really booked.
Market structure shift right here. We already have a gap. I mean, we're technically good to go, right?
Okay. None of that shit. Not trade desk managers that are controlling the flow for
Boom. Touches the order block.
That's not a market maker.
That's too much of a stop loss, man. I have to go 50%. But then I just missed the big move. I'm not going to take it again if it goes up, by the way, because it's probably going to push up. Want to bet?
When you discover,
oh, look at that. It pushed up.
it's designed to do these certain things.
Okay, well, son of a bitch.
High or low.
Let's go back here a little bit before I start freaking the fuck out. 9 o'clock. Let's look at the 1 hour. There's a 1 hour FEG right here. Look at that. We also got SMT inside of that 1 hour. That's crazy. There's a 1 hour FEG right here as well, too, that it very well reacted to as well. But it's all right. We've got 15-minute FEGs, too. So
if it's supply and demand, and that causes market to go up and down, then why the hell is it that shit
the price is just moving up right now, man. It's railing up. I think the next move would be the sweep on buy side, which is right there.
Why aren't they finding precision?
We already had a fucking sweep right here.
It has a resemblance. It resembles something that they saw work in a book.
And we got an inversion there. So then let's go 50% right there too and put it up here. Well, now I know it's just going to tag me out, right? Bam. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, it would have tagged me out. But, excuse me.
I'm not one of them. And your friend and family member on
okay, and now we closed above it as well too. So that's great. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame.
And the more they show the shit in
And look at this.
and they can't
11:30.
prove that it can be transferable knowledge
11:30.
with based elements with time, then it's all just retail. And retail is just a catalyst. A good money manager can make money with retail. A good money manager can make money with a heads or tails flip of a coin.
That's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. That's okay, though.
I wanted to be.
That is okay. What the fuck? Buy side's right up here. What the fuck am I doing?
I'm okay with being wrong if I understand why I was wrong. But when I was using retail shit, it never made sense why my trade, when it would fail, I got stopped out. Why the fuck did this happen? The stochastics was coming down. The moving averages on all the time frames were going down. I had a fucking bear flag. Everything was going lower. And the people on CNBC, it was FNN back then, Financial News Network. Shit's different now. They were talking about, oh yeah, the market's gonna go. You know, there's a bumper crop of soybeans, which means there's a lot more supply, so therefore the price shouldn't go higher. So I'm going short. I got everything in my favor, right? I got the fundamentals. There's a bumper crop. So that means a whole lot of soybeans are hitting the market. There's no reason for it to go up. And here I am, I'm going short. I'm in there. It's already diverged bearishly. It's moving down. All the moving averages are sloping down. Everything looks fucking great. I'm looking to make 50 cents on this move. And what the fuck happens? It goes up 18 fucking cents in the same day. Now, how do you rationalize a response to that? That makes sense, that's palatable. You don't. You put your fucking fist through the fucking monitor like I did. Pick the fucking broken mechanism that was still resembling a monitor and throw it across the fucking room. That's how I coped with it. That's exactly how I coped with it. And I went through a lot of monitors. A lot of monitors like that. I wasn't prepared to have multiple monitors back then. I have a lot of monitors now, but if I didn't know how to trade, it would be very, very costly for me to have that coping skill today. So I had to go in and figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong because I understand I'm wrong, the market's right. I'm wrong, the market's right. So I have to do what? I have to align myself with the market. Not align myself with the guru's logic. I got to align myself with an indicator. Fuck, I do. I don't need to do that. I need to align myself with the open, high, low, and close. That's what I'm aligning with. That's why my charts are naked. That's why I'm showing you only annotations.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna trade.
To a very specific element about a candle, a level, not a fucking zone. Okay? When I'm talking about a fair value gap, what levels am I talking about? The highest point of the fair value gap, the
Look what happened
exact
here.
fair value gap, and the low of the fair value gap. That's 3 finite levels. It's not a zone. I'm not going out there and pulling one out of my ass and saying, well, we're going to do a supply zone here. Or
How much would I have actually won though? So let's go back.
where are you going to sell in that? That's why it's a fallacy. It's all bullshit. It leaves enough subjectivity so that way they can always go back and say, look at this zone. Look how it reacted in this zone. Fuck that. I'm telling you a very specific level. Fuck everything else. Everything else is bullshit. I'm telling you exactly when these gaps should not fill. So that means what level should you be focusing on? The high end of it or the low end of it. Not the middle. Not the opposing end of it. See a difference there? That took decades to get that. That took decades to know with confidence that I'm going to be able to take this trade, enter here, my stop loss should be right here, laser precise. A lot of prayer. And that still quiet voice taught me that. When nobody, not like what you're hearing here, a foul mouth, manic, I had nobody sitting next to me encouraging me along. And I had to become a fiend and dismiss everything and everyone around me. Relationships, friends, hobbies, all of that. I cast it aside. And all of my waking consciousness was poured into this. While driving a truck with my left foot laying up on the steering wheel, steering, while I'm eating a cup of fucking noodles, I'm looking at a chart book going across the Key Bridge. Is that safe? Nope. But I was dialed the fuck in. High winds could have pushed me into the Jersey wall part of the bridge, and it caused all kinds of accidents. That's how recklessly I was pouring myself into this. All day long. All day long. Sleeping sometimes 3 hours, maybe, and getting up and doing the same thing. On Saturday, driving down to Fayette Street to a nursing home to fill their vending machines from my car. My Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive car. I've always preferred
That makes me feel a little better.
Go down there, service that.
2 more days.
The markets aren't trading, but I got chart books laying in front of me in the machines as I'm putting candy bars in there. I'm pouring myself into it. Maniac. That was how it was. And you have to have that same tenacity. You have to know that you're going to do this no matter what. Anybody that's around you that's telling you negative shit that you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you're wasting your time. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because I'm going to tell you, every one of my fucking friends, when I first started doing this shit, they said, you're crazy. You're going to lose your ass. I lost my first account and second account and third account. I did. But you're listening to me now, aren't you? You're seeing all these other people that do what I'm teaching, and they're making money. You're seeing your charts paint just like how I taught you it would. My friends and family said I was going to fail. They said this was never going to work. I would never figure this out. It would always be a gamble. It would never be a way for you to be able to time the markets. You can't do it. I'm taking you live into 1 minute candles, and I'm telling you exactly what the fuck it's doing before it happens. Perfectly. I was not going to fail. I was not going to be talked out of this. I was not going to be influenced negatively to the point where I would admit failure and go and run off into my life and do whatever the fuck I was going to be doing. Fuck that. I have lived this. November 5th, 1992, 9 p.m. on a Thursday night in Chase, Maryland. That's where I was. When Inner Circle Trader was born, that's the birthday. I came into this world on August 8th, 1972. 7:11 p.m. That was my actual birth date, but Inner Circle Trader was born November 5th, 1992, at 9 p.m. on a Thursday evening, in the family room of my aunt and uncle's house that I was paying room and board $50 a week. That day, I remember it. I was so excited. I was so excited. I'm going to make $1,000 a month, and I'm going to retire at 40. That was how I started this whole journey. That was my plan. And it morphed and evolved and became a obsession. And I said many times, maybe this isn't for me. When I was losing my accounts, not knowing how to trade initially as a 28-year-old, I just was trying too hard to do too fast. Over trading, not understanding risk management, trusting the patterns more than understanding the character flaws that I was bringing to it, which is I demand precision. I demand immediate response in price. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it faster than I wanted to expect it before I put the trade on. They're all unrealistic expectations, especially for someone that had no experience. So over years of losing, blowing my account, working really hard, doing part-time job, only on the one single day of the week, which was Sunday, I was delivering pizza on Sundays because my vending job wasn't paying me enough. I made $183 after taxes in my check, and my boss paid me under the table $50 in one.
That sucks.
Now think about that. $183 a week and 51s. And they're trying to sell a book for $30. That $30 book was a lot of money to me. So on Sunday, I'd go down to Middle River with my Domino's uniform on, grab my sign, put it on top of my car, and go out there and do magic tricks for kids at the door when I got their pizza handed off to them. I had my little magic trick real quick with the kid was there, boom, and that would give me a tip. And sometimes I would make $5 a house. And that is how I funded all of my blown accounts. Because I made the mistake of doing a Nations Bank. Nations Bank doesn't exist anymore, but I took $2,600 off a Nations Bank credit card. That was my first soiree. And
I was waiting for it to come 50% of this. I was going to take 50% of this little area right here, these last consecutive green candles. I was going to take 50%, but we never got it. But if I would have taken it on this one, it's still sweeping me and sweeping me. But let's take a peek here, guys, because I want you guys to see something.
It was like, no wonder it was so easy.
So, change of character towards the bottom. From up here to about up here. Down here, we are close to the 50% range. Now, I want to see if we can get any SMT inside of this area. Well, I mean, there's clear SMT right here, but I'd have to wait for a gap anyways. And I don't see a
So I
gap.
would study and study and study, and I would see these reoccurring things where these three candles
There's that gap.
all the time kept popping up.
But I think it's already too late.
There's always this thing in between the middle of the moves, the real move, the highest high and the lowest low of a price run. If you start looking at your old data, and anytime a price run does that, find the 70% and the 30% range. In that range, you're going to see one or two fair value gaps.
I can't take it anyways.
Trade what
They're
I'm
not in the
says
same.
when you see them.
What's
That's not
going on there?
move. That's not chasing price.
I can't take it. I'd like to take it because there's SMT inside of this FVG, but this one is not in the FVG. But it's in discount though. That's the other thing, is it's in discount. Fuck it, dude. I'm taking it.
And pick the low for going long.
Fucking, I'm taking this little bad boy right there.
For me because I demanded precision, and I hadn't grown into that yet.
Okay, so let's go right here. Right there. Order block 2. Sell limit 9.
And the ability to stay with it by trading the stuff in the middle of the moves.
Sell. See if it tags me in or not. I might just keep going down. It's going to keep going down. All right, bet. Let's go to the 15-minute again. Let's go MES. Next 15. Next 15.
Didn't do anything. Couldn't do it. Okay, we're in front of you. They're showing you everything perfect in the static charts after it happened. I'm not doing that.
Down.
I'm doing it right when it's happening.
It's going back up.
I'm calling it before it happens.
It's tagging that order block.
And it goes there. If I'm pointing above.
It goes down.
Your mind should be okay.
Goes down.
Market price. He's pointing up there. So my mind should be.
Did it work?
How does price deliver from where it is right now when he put that tweet out to where it goes to that level?
Nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna go. It's gonna go up. I know it is. It's gonna go up. There it goes. It's going up. It's going up.
You'll see these reoccurring signatures. Signatures are things that repeat in price delivery that are not coincidence. They're designed. It's because it's being controlled.
Nah. Whoa, look at that. Nah, no way, dude. Don't fucking give me that bullshit right now. No fucking way that worked.
Sell short and buy long. You need to put that aside for right now.
Holy fuck, it still worked. No way.
Notice it didn't teach you to get the actual high when you're going short.
Maybe I should have kept the fucking buy up there, even though I already saw the push down. It's whatever. Let's keep looking at the chart.
When an equal high is going to be broken out and it's going to continue, or if it's going to go above a relative equal high, and then a shift in market structure and then goes lower. That's what that model teaches you. It teaches you don't fucking worry about it. You're expecting the market to do what? Yeah, that's backtesting, okay? You'll see these reoccurring signatures. Signatures are things that repeat in price delivery that are not coincidence. They're designed. It's because it's being controlled. This whole idea of being in at the highest high and the lowest low when you're trying to sell short and buy long, you need to put that aside for right now. That model that I taught in 2022, notice it didn't teach you to get the actual high when you're going short. What did I take away from you? The necessity of being right. How do you know when an equal high is going to be broken out and it's going to continue, or if it's going to go above a relative equal high and then a shift in market structure and then goes lower? That's what that model teaches you. It teaches you don't fucking worry about it. You're expecting the market to do what? Expand one direction or the other based on a weekly chart. What's the weekly chart likely to be reaching for? What does that mean? The same logic we're talking about in any time frame. Is it drawing up to an old high or equal highs? Or is it going up into a fair value gap that it hasn't reached up into? Or is it more likely to go down below old low or relative equal lows on the weekly chart? Or down below into a inefficiency, which is a fair value gap on a weekly chart. So you have to figure out Is it more likely for that weekly chart to expand, not to close up or down? Is it more likely to have a movement, expansion on that weekly candle up, or is it more likely to go down? That right there sets the stage for the 80% bracket for you to be right for your trades. And if you just operate like that, engage in your trades just like that, you won't have max loss days. Teaching to my haters now, okay? That's where you're blowing your shit. When you're doing your live streams and you're blown out, you're going against that. And if you just would put your ego aside and just listen to me, you don't have to rep me. Just listen, fix it, leave a better legacy for your kids. Once you identify that weekly bias on the weekly chart, is it more likely to have a big move up or a big move down? And it can only happen as small as one session. Like the big move for the week can happen just in the morning session of one day. And that creates that movement or expansion in the weekly chart. And it's done. You've fulfilled your bias for that week. But when folks hear me talk about this, they think when I'm talking about the weekly chart, I'm trying to predict the closing price of the weekly candle. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just looking for factors that would lend well to determining whether or not that weekly candle that we're forming right now or about to start later tonight for a new week, is it likely to expand up or is it likely to expand down? That right there is your 80% threshold that will give you the biggest edge in deciding on how you're going to trade going into the new week. But what if I'm wrong? Okay, but what if you're right and you follow the logic? It will reward you for being diligent about following the rules. If you're wrong, it won't matter because that doesn't mean it fails. It just means that transaction, your opinion about what you thought you were going to see in the market didn't pan out that instant, that time, that interval, that transaction. Just like a flat tire going to work. Just like a cake you left in the oven just a little too long. Just like when you're in the drive-thru, you're waiting 15 cars deep. You get up there, pay your shit, up the road you go. Oh, shit. They didn't give me my french fries. I'm already half home. Fuck it. Inconvenience. You lost something.
Slow down.
Go back and eat there again? Sure as
Because
fucking
look what
hell
I
you are.
just did
You
again.
absolutely are.
I'm waiting for SMT on MNQ, and I'm waiting for it, right?
Waste the gas and time. Go
But
right back
what
in
I'm
there and
not
eat that fucking
noticing
french fry.
by
You're not doing that.
fast tracking
So what do?
is I'm not noticing
That's just
that MES is
that's the
coming
one.
back
That's
into the
why
discounted
the
area.
next
I'm not
generation
noticing that.
doesn't get taught to
And
accept
then
those type
as
of
soon
things
as it's back
anymore.
inside of that discounted
It's
area,
millennial
well, what do we
mindset.
get?
They're all
We
going
get
the wrong way.
SMT. And not only do we get
Can't get the
SMT,
fucking way.
but we get a gap right
You gotta
here,
align yourself with
creating that market
this.
structure shift
It's
and
on you.
creating the order
Run
block
with
to
the
be
shit.
left behind. So what do? Well, you go 50%, but I didn't go 50. I just went a little bit below it because the order block is so small. And I just put my stop loss above this high over here.
I say so. Not because I'm interested in that marker or that specific setup. I have lots of setups. And I might not be watching a chart at the time that you say, oh, well, why didn't ICT look at this fair value gap? Or why didn't he consider this down close candle as an overblock? I'm not looking at that setup like you're looking at it. Don't be discouraged by that because that might be the very model that is yours. And it just didn't give you a setup then. What does that mean? It didn't give you a fucking setup then. Can't lose money on that one, right? But it moved. So fucking what? Bitcoin
I
went up
got
too.
2 winning
No
trades
fuck.
so far this week.
Fair. I know I'm going to catch moves this week.
I need to slow down a little bit.
You guarantee that you're going to make moves in Bitcoin? Crickets. So you're all hoping it's a moon run. I don't need a moon run. You don't need a moon run. You need consistently delivered setups every week, not a hope and a prayer. So between the moves, the highest entry point and the lowest entry point, using retail logic, my mindset went to the middle of the move. That's the meat. That's the biggest portion. The longest duration of price movement is in the middle, between the highest high and the lowest low. In any price run, any time frame, study it. And when you see that fair value gap in there, study it. How many times does it close that gap entirely and fill it in? How many times does it just go halfway? How many times does it just go in it just a little bit for institutional order flow entry drill and then continue on? And how many, here's the main thing. How many times does it go beyond the fair value gap that would stop you out if you were in line with that move? See, I've taught you how to focus on where the market's likely to go. If you got consistent with that, the next stage of your development is, where should you place a stop that is
Take a zen.
in terms of risk and range? That is a
Yeah, all my heart does with it.
process that doesn't deviate much. In short, where do you place your stop that allows you to put a low risk stop loss on, but you won't fear it being stopped out? But if it does get you stopped out, you don't care because you're probably dead wrong about the whole idea, and you would want to be out there anyway.
Says that everything great and worthwhile in human life is an accumulation of hundreds and sometimes thousands of tiny efforts and sacrifices that nobody ever sees or appreciates.
Understand that every choice you make ignites the compound effect, either in the positive or the negative.
To those who have everything, more will be given. From those who have nothing, everything will be taken. It's like what's very pessimistic in some sense, because it means that as you start to fail, you fail more and more rapidly. But it also means that as you start to succeed, you succeed more and more rapidly.
This law says that it accumulates over time, that you may have to put in many, many tiny efforts that nobody sees or appreciates before you achieve anything worthwhile.
There is no cheat day. There is no binge and make up for it on Monday reality when it comes to the butterfly effect or the compound effect. Everything has a consequence. So the answer to this is, when you start making positive choices and the results are invisible and you're getting no reward for your positive choice, you just have to have patience.
You see that guy over there by the fax? Take a good look. He's never gonna make partner. Okay, let me guess, because he threw a lousy rookie dinner. No, because he doesn't get it. Get what? He doesn't get that doing good work isn't the whole job. Part of getting it is that things like the dinner actually matter, even when you don't think they do. Get it through your head. You start behind the 8 ball, you'll never get in front.
It's like a snowball. A snowball starts off very small, but it grows as it adds millions and millions of tiny snowflakes and continues to grow as it gathers momentum, turning into an avalanche that takes the whole mountain in front of it.
You underestimate how the smallest decisions can compound into significant differences over a lifetime.
Everything changed for me when I understood this philosophy. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the simple philosophy that changed my life forever, starting age 25. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fine.
Rome wasn't built in a day. We all know that. Everyone hears that. But Rome also didn't fall apart overnight either. It took hundreds of years for Rome to reach its peak, but it also took time, hundreds of years, for Rome to decay and fall apart. And that is representative of life, because you don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time.
At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you going to be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the question. And it's just taking small steps. You don't try to get it all done in one day, in 1 week, in 1 year. It's the process of getting better every day and doing that for a period of years that then create the masterpiece.
Big things have small beginnings.
You've heard of the butterfly effect, right? Butterfly flaps its wings, one part of the planet. On the other side of the planet, there's a tsunami. That's exactly what happens in your life. Every choice you make ignites the butterfly effect. One little choice ignites a tsunami on the other side 10, 20 years down the road, either positive or negative. Every one of them.
Most of us know what we could do to change things for the better. And we spend our time and our energy talking ourselves out of doing those things. And the other thing that I convince people of, because this is so true, it's the littlest stuff. The little things make all the difference. A true change comes down to 5-second windows.
And so you take an incremental step and, well, now you can lift 55 pounds instead of 52.5 pounds. You think, well, what the hell's that? It's like, it's one step on a very long journey. And so it starts to compound on you. So a small step today puts you in a position to take a slightly bigger step the next day. And then that puts you in a position to take a slightly bigger step the next day. And you do that for 2 or 3 years, man, you're starting to stride.
Doing the thing in spite of not wanting to do the thing is discipline, right? You don't need motivation to get yourself up to go and do a thing. Make the promise small, build it up step by step. Know that you are going to have setbacks, and this is my favorite rule from James Clear, which is a habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit.
If you're disciplined in that, you'll speed up extraordinarily rapidly. And so that's the good news, you might say, is that you can take very small steps, even ones that might be shameful in their size, and you have to admit that to yourself. But once you get the ball rolling, it doesn't roll in a linear fashion, it rolls in a geometric fashion.
The difference between you and the average person is you're willing to take more pain. You're willing to take more risks.
Give me a sec.
You're willing to work longer and harder hours. You're willing to put in the suffering that other people just won't do. They'd rather go home and watch television and go drinking and watch sports on the weekends and so on. But all the people who are successful are willing to take the pain that goes with their work. And the greatest pain of all is being told no, being rejected, because we take it personally. We think it's something fundamentally wrong with us or our company or our product, and it hurts us and we feel bad inside. But once you can change your thinking about that and say, hey, no is good. No's are inevitable. They go with the territory. Promise you, if you will pursue no's, if you will go for no, if you'll try to get as many no's as possible, you're going to be a big success in life. Nothing will stop you. Because the more you get no's, the smarter you get, the faster you get, the quicker on your feet you get, and the fewer no's you get.
Sorry about that.
Very willingness to go out and get
I
all
took
the
that
no's
Zen and
makes it
holy fuck, it made me feel so lightheaded.
and more and more yeses.
You don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. They take relentless pursuit day in and day out. That's what it takes.
There was a kid who everyone underestimated. Too small, too quiet, too ordinary. But every day while they laughed, he worked. In the gym, in the books, in the shadows. He knew one truth. Effort beats talent when talent doesn't try. Years later, they asked him how he did it, and he just smiled, because they never saw the grind. It's the quiet hustle that makes the loudest impact.
The compound effect reveals the core essentials responsible for the success of every superachiever you will ever read about. This is the bottom line. Success is not doing 5,000 things really well. Success is doing about a half a dozen things really well 5,000 times.
At least at first, it's a slow process. A little slip here, a little setback over there, a little wearing down of discipline and will over time. That's the thing.
Success counts. The law of accumulation says that everything counts.
So we trying to hit tomorrow, 5 a.m.
Nah, I got other plans.
You mean you want to go to Philly?
No. Listen, you want to change things in a big way, and you need to make some big changes.
One step at a time, one punch at a time, one round at a time, one step at a time, one punch at a time, one round at a time.
Your father was special. Tell you the truth, I don't know if it's special. Only you're gonna know that when the time is right. Okay, it ain't gonna come overnight. You're gonna take a beat, you're gonna take this, you're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna get up, and you're gonna see if you got the right thing. But you gotta work hard. I swear to God, if you're not gonna do it, I'm out.
Okay, every punch I ever thrown has been on my own. Nobody showed me how to do this. I'm ready.
Wait for Friday.
Now you
Okay.
can ask yourself, are you here to prove something to other people? Or prove something to yourself?
If all your books, videos, and tweets were erased from the internet forever, and all you had was the next 60 seconds to leave to the world, what's the most useful thought you could leave to the world?
Figure out what you want, ignore the opinions of others, and do so much volume that it would be unreasonable that you would be unsuccessful.
You must be willing to extend yourself to the limit.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.